Hey guys, in this video I'm going to be sharing with you my experience on oral finasteride and how it affected my gym performance, especially things like muscle building ability, strength gaining ability, fat loss ability, and also whether I got gynecomastia or not. Okay, so I'm going to try to tell you as much as I can and share as much as I can about my 1.5-year finasteride journey. So let's get right into the topic, but before we do that, this video has been brought to you by GoFiber, which are hair building fibers you can use to mask any thinning or patchy areas on your scalp to make your hair look thicker and better. So make sure to check out the link in the video description below where you can visit GoFiber, get a free sample of your choice from them and try them out, see if you like them. Guys, welcome back to the channel. Good to see you, everybody. And before we proceed with the video, make sure you support this channel with your like, because it's very precious and I do appreciate if you like my videos on a regular basis. I don't mention it often, but yes, I do like it and I do appreciate it. It boosts the algorithm and the video gets more exposure that way. Obviously, if you are totally new to the channel and you are interested in learning about hair loss management, educating yourself about hair transplants and becoming a new, more confident version of yourself, then make sure you subscribe right now and also hit that notification bell so you get notified next time I'm gonna make an important video. It will help you implement this information right away. Okay, so that's why it's important to hit that notification bell as well. And now let's dive right into the topic of today's video, and I'm starting with gynecomastia, because this is an issue which some of the guys kind of complain about when they kind of start with finasteride and they notice gynecomastia. Gynecomastia is caused by an imbalance between the sex hormones testosterone and estrogen. If there is an imbalance, if there is too less testosterone and too much estrogen, gynecomastia can occur. Definitely there is also some sensitivity of your estrogen receptors around your breast area, which can also play a role in developing or the extension of that gynecomastia issue. But I didn't have it. I had my testosterone and estrogen levels measured before finasteride, and I had 850 nanograms per deciliter testosterone total and 925 nanograms per deciliter testosterone total while being on finasteride for 4 months. Now I'm on finasteride 1.5 years. That's the oral finasteride. As far as my estrogen levels, E2 estradiol, they went down from 98 picomole per liter, which is 7.6 nanogram per deciliter, onto 70 picomole per liter, which is 5.4 nanograms per deciliter estradiol while being on finasteride for 4 months. See this as an anecdotal report. These were just my values and not everybody will respond like that. Most of the guys' testosterone should go up as a result of, DHT being suppressed by 70%. For me, these are good values because my total testosterone went higher and my estrogen went slightly lower. I actually would have also wished that it had stayed the same, but it went slightly lower while still remaining in a healthy, reference range for estradiol. So I'm happy with my estradiol values as they are right now, 70 picomole per liter. Here I can also share with you some photos of me before finasteride and right now while being on finasteride, and I definitely don't see any gynecomastia. Let me know in the comments below, but I don't see any gynecomastia. Now, in order for you to lose weight and lose body fat, you need to simply get out more energy from your body that you ingest through foods. Okay, simple as that. So in order for finasteride to be an issue when it comes down to losing body fat and losing weight, finasteride would need to somehow manipulate or alter this energy expenditure of your body, be it the resting metabolic rate, which is the amount of energy that your body burns just by you doing nothing. This is the energy that is required for keeping your body alive. Finasteride would also need to kind of manipulate the thermic effect of feeding, which is the energy that your body burns when you consume foods, and also it would need to maybe have an effect on the thermic effect of exercise, which is the energy that your body burns by exercising. And finasteride hasn't been shown to alter or manipulate these factors. So as far as I know, there shouldn't be an issue, and it wasn't an issue with me as far as losing body fat or losing weight or ability to lose weight or lose body fat while being on finasteride versus before. It's pretty much the same with me. Now, one thing I like to do as a natural athlete is to keep myself somewhere between 10 and 15% of body fat all year round. You rarely see me being below 10% or let's say below 8% body fat as a natural guy, because that really kind of hinders my ability to not just retain but build more muscle. And since I want to maximize my muscle retaining and muscle building potential as a natural athlete, I don't want to be staying, sub 10% body fat for way too long. And that's why you never see me like in single digit percentages of body fat throughout the year. Now, talking about my muscle building ability right now while being on finasteride versus before, it's going to be very hard to tell because most of my muscles have been already built over the last 10 years, like 90% plus of my, lean body mass, which my genetics allow me to build over the course of my life, have been already built over the last 10 years of exercising and doing resistance training regularly. So there is maybe like 10 or less than 10% that I can still build over the course of my life. So it's going to be very hard to tell for me whether over the last 1.5 years finasteride restricted me in terms of putting more muscle mass or not, and how much it restricted me if we are talking about this small, less than 10% muscle building potential that I have still left, or my genetics still allow me to achieve. But there's one interesting study, guys, that I want to mention just briefly to you, which was observing whether the muscle building or attaining the lean body mass over time is more testosterone dependent or DHT dependent. And in this study, it was a placebo-controlled trial. They were observing 139 men put on dutasteride, which is gonna suppress more DHT than finasteride does. It's gonna suppress 90 to 94%. By finasteride, we know it's about 68 to 70%. And these men were simultaneously taking TRT or testosterone replacement therapy, and they were also observing the dose response of that testosterone while keeping that DHT almost non-existent, with all of these groups injecting from 50 milligrams testosterone per week all the way up to 600 milligram of testosterone per week. And they found out that changes in fat-free mass in response to graded testosterone doses did not differ in men in whom DHT was suppressed by dutasteride from those treated with placebo, indicating that conversion of testosterone to DHT is not essential for mediating its anabolic effects on muscle. Although DHT is more androgenic than testosterone, okay? It's more potent, it's more likely to miniaturize your hair, it's much more likely to induce body hair growth, but it doesn't seem to be as anabolic as testosterone, and also the presence of DHT in the skeletal muscle is not as high as the presence of testosterone. So that kind of makes sense. So for all you guys who are worried about, using or not using finasteride, don't worry about that, okay? It's not gonna be a big deal. Now, interestingly, there is also another study done on pseudo-hermaphrodites who have 5-alpha reductase deficiency. That means that they are not even producing dihydrotestosterone as normal males. And if we take a look at this picture here, the two guys on the left here, they have the deficiency of 5-alpha reductase. So that means they only produce testosterone but no DHT. And the guy on the right, he's completely healthy. He's producing testosterone and DHT because his 5-alpha reductase is working perfectly. They found out here that actually the guy on the left, who is a twin brother of the guy on the right, the guy on the left with the 5-alpha reductase genetic deficiency, he's actually more muscular and he doesn't have hair loss. He doesn't have genetic hair loss, unlike his twin brother on the right, who has developed some hairline recession already. Plus, he's not that muscular, which also kind of suggests that testosterone is predominant male hormone responsible for muscle building, lean body mass building over time. So this is another confirmation, while testosterone boosting should be more important for athletes who want to build lean body mass or as much of it over time than focusing on boosting your dihydrotestosterone, okay? If there would have been an issue with finasteride restricting my strength or performance in the gym after lifting for 10 plus years, I would have already noticed that. That would have been very easy to tell if the strength had been restricted or not, but it wasn't, okay? Quite the opposite. I still can progress with my strength if I implement the right workout regimen, track my progress, and try to progressively overload this or that body part over time. I will progress with my strength even while on finasteride, and I experienced strength gains while being on finasteride as well. Me as a bodybuilder or natural bodybuilder, somebody who just wants to look good, focus on that aesthetic physique and be healthy and have some mobility so I can perform some cool stuff and be dynamic as well. I was not focusing so much on like strength gains and never did like these powerlifting routines regularly because I also wanted to avoid injuries, since we have also like a history of knee and joint problems in my family. I also had a surgery when I was 16 already, so I did not want to do like these heavy stuff. I'm also a light guy. I'm 180 centimeters and I'm just 75 kilograms. So I always felt like my joints were not made for these heavy loads, if you understand me. So for this reason, I was always focusing on, you know, maximizing hypertrophy. I was just focusing on the rep ranges from 6 to 15. For other body parts, even 15 plus reps per set. And I was also doing higher frequency. I was increasing frequency of, you know, working out a particular body part per week, a body part that I wanted to focus on. I wanted to progress. I wanted to, you know, make grow faster. And that's why I was never pushing so much into the power lifting type of trainings, because I, you know, never, you know, was a fan of that, and I just enjoyed doing the hypertrophy type of training, which is still very, very effective for building muscle and not as much building strength, but that was not my priority. As I said, my priority was always to build an aesthetic physique. So I cannot really tell you how much finasteride affected my strength over the last 1.5 years while already being working out for like 10 plus years. It's gonna be very hard to tell it, but if it had been a major issue, I would have noticed that, trust me, because I'm somebody who has been working out for a decade plus. So if there would have been an issue with my strength, I would have noticed that immediately. And this is also where I would like to end this video, so make sure you like it if you enjoyed it. Comment below if you have any questions. Make sure you check out my free Facebook group, Hair Transplant Experiences, with over 3,000 members in the group. If you want my one-on-one help, make sure you visit mattdominance.com, where you can sign up for a consultation with me, where I can personally help you with hair loss, hair transplants, assist you throughout your hair transplant research with finding the right hair transplant doctor, because it's not that easy nowadays. As you might already know, if you have been watching my channel for a long time, you know why it's tricky and why many of guys are searching my one-on-one help, and why it had been already helpful to hundreds of guys searching for the right hair transplant doctor and trying to maximize the success of their hair transplant. So make sure you check out the link in the description below where you can do that. Again, thank you so much for the support. Thank you so much for watching this video. Make sure you also follow me on Instagram, because I'm also posting some videos and short posts in there as well, which are also quite educational. And I'm gonna be here with another video very soon. Take care.